So let me first start off kind of explaining what I do. Maybe you've never seen me before. My name's Russ. I'm a graphic designer. I have my own clothing brand. I've been running it for 14 years. And it's mainly just t-shirts and sometimes I'll occasionally do some jackets and hats and things like that. But for the most part, it's just imprintable items, hoodies, t-shirts, things like that. I'm a graphic designer. I've been doing graphic design over 20 years. I've worked for multiple people doing graphic design. I worked in the automotive industry, worked in clothing, and finally 14 years ago I ended up taking a chance on myself, and that's where I'm at today. Ended up opening my own retail shop, and this is my 9th year of running it. And it's been an adventure. It's been very difficult. In the last 9 years, the world has changed quite a bit. When I first opened my store, I thought it was going to be all about clothing. I thought it was going to be about sales, and that was my general focus. And on Instagram, I would document my journey, and I was really into it, And I think during the pandemic, just like the perspective of everything changed, not just my own, but from people, just the general public as well. I opened, I quickly learned that products were kind of secondary, and community, as far as like relationships with customers, talking to the people, that became the priority. Somewhere along the line during the pandemic, the community just stopped showing up. I think the reality is that retail was already on a decline. I think that a lot of people spend more time outdoors doing things rather than where like their main focus is to go to the mall or go to a store. They just don't do that like they used to. And little by little, it's kind of declined. And now I'm at the point where I'm realizing, wow, do you think people, I think to myself, do you think people are shopping less or, but now we're at the point where that's a fact. It's just a given. And you got to think too, I've been doing this for 14 years. A lot of my customers now have 14-year-olds. A lot of them have 20-year-olds. A lot of them say, oh, my dad would buy shirts from here. And it's just, I've reached that plateau where like my customer base has changed. A lot of my customers have aged out. A lot of the younger customers, they're not even my customers. A lot of the younger generation has changed like their style of clothing and what they're about. So it's just like a different, it's a whole different thing for them. It's completely changed from where I started. And then you want to talk about graphic design, where now it's like, it's almost appreciated when things aren't done clean. Things are done really DIY. And AI art, it's just infected so much. And to me, graphic design isn't really the way that it used to be either. So to make a long story short, for the last several years, I've been trying to find my way out. When it comes to content, I've almost gone completely out of my way to not show the screen printing, to not show the clothing, to not do all that. So I'm not stuck in a box. I'm almost going out of my way to escape from the box. When I first started, I was doing screen printing videos, showing more of that. But quickly I realized I was giving people false hope on how easy it is to start a brand. And when I would try to explain to people that there are some difficulties in it, that's not what they wanted to hear. And I've seen so many people attempt it and just lose a ton of money from just, like trying to be that 1%. If I can explain it, let's say every day 1,000 people try to start a clothing brand. there's probably 10 that are going to be able to kind of get on their feet. And out of those 10, 9 are going to collapse, because the reality of it is just a clothing brand isn't sustainable. So I have like 45 minutes to kill. Maybe, yeah, 45 minutes to kill. And I was trying to waste my time out here, but I think I'm kind of done with this place. There's a part you can hike, but I mean, I have Jared. I'm not going to hike. Let's be real. Yeah, so when it comes down to it, it really comes down to marketing. And not all people have what it takes. Like, a lot of artists try to start brands, and you may be able to do the art, but you can't do the business. And there's a lot of business people that try to do t-shirts and stuff to make money, but if there's no passion, there is no money. It's a difficult market. It's a difficult world. I would love to tell you that I just screen print as a hobby, and I'm a screen printer because it's fun and it's relaxing for me. But I only started screen printing because out of necessity. When I first wanted to start my brand, I tried to get quotes for t-shirts to get printed. And as I did that, I realized I can't afford that. So what I did was went on YouTube, found out how to screen print, and started my journey that way. I was thinking, I'm going to temporarily learn how to print, and before you know it, I'm going to make enough money for my brand, and I'm going to go hire someone to print my shirts for me. And to tell you the truth, that never happened. I've been doing this 14 years, and that still hasn't happened. Now, every day, I get better at printing. I hate printing, but I can't find myself being able to spend the money for printing, because it's something I can do. And the only reason I don't do it is just, I don't have a passion for it. I don't love printing. It's messy. It's time consuming. It's manual labor. And it's a lot different. It's a lot different printing than doing graphic design. Graphic design, you don't get messy. You're sitting behind a computer, and it's just a whole different world. Basically, what I'm saying is, that's why I've made this channel and why I've pursued vlogging and, just this dream of trying to discover something else about me, something else that I can do, because when it comes down to the t-shirt side and the design side and that kind of world, it is a little difficult, and people are going to say age doesn't matter, blah, 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 blah. I understand that for the most part, but for the industry where I made my mark in, age does matter. I hate to tell you, but it's sad. It's sad to see, even though like I'm near 50, in my mind I feel like I'm somewhere near 30. But in the reality, like, to these younger guys, I'm an old man, like a mentor. And I've just grown to accept that. And again, it's not a bad thing. It's the cycle of life. But then after you make your mark in the world, what do you do from there? And I think that's what this channel is, for the most part, for myself, to discover like what else I can do. But at the same time, like, I think screen printing, graphic design will always be a part of my life. When there's something I want to make, I'll make it. But as far as like making that, like, to do your art and to make money from doing your art, it's taxing. It's taxing on the passion. And now to make videos based on that art, I don't know. I don't know what will happen if I will just one day just turn off my computer and never open it again. This journey is really like just a reflection of what me trying to figure out my life. Strangely enough though, I am in the process of printing some stuff. I made screens and there was a little flaw. I had to redo it. So I redid it. There was a different flaw. And as soon as I get home, I got to do attempt number 3 and see if I can get that to work. And if it does, then I'll be printing and I'll take you along on that journey. But if it doesn't, I'm so frustrated. So hopefully I can edit this down kind of short, at least shorter, because it's just too much to consume. And if you made it this far, thank you for listening. I'm going to try to do something else.